So this is going to be a little weird, but welcome to another health and well-being episode. I'm still mainly focusing on mental health and well-being, but we just had Valentine's Day, and some people get bothered by this day, especially if they're confronting relationships that haven't worked out or things like that. But I'm over the years, I've worked out something that makes me really enjoy this holiday no matter what. I'm almost gonna say I put it near to, well, it's not quite a Halloween. Halloween is still one of my absolute favorites. But the reason I enjoy this one isn't so much for Valentine's Day itself, but I'll also give a little bit to that in a minute. But because it's the day after, where I go out and I pick up these guys. Some of the, especially the U.S. people, will remember some of these. I don't know if you guys do this in your other countries, but you get these little things, and they're meant for kids to go to hand out to their classmates in school. And I just snag some of these things, and because they're half off, I get a bunch of these, and I save them up, and all throughout the year, not just Valentine's Day, but all throughout the year, I go around with a few of these in my pocket. And when I go through a grocery line and the cashier just had a horrible customer before me, yell at them for something that's not their fault, and they're having a bad day, I'll give them one. And I'll do this to, I did it when I was at work for a little while too. When I worked in retail, I would often walk the floors and I would hand them out to people who were just wandering around and looking like they didn't have anything to do and were bored, and I would hand them one, or if it looked like somebody was stressed or something like that, I would give them one. And it's fun to do to adults because it's got a little bit of the, that's a weird thing to do, but it's not threatening. It's just kind of silly. It's silly for me to be walking around with Hello Kitty holographic Valentines, but in the middle of June, and I hand one out to somebody and just have a good day, and it perks somebody up sometimes. They don't have to take it. It's not an obligation. And the other thing I'll say is I sometimes handed them out like stickers to customers with kids. Always check with the parents first if you show it to them and say something to the effect of, would they be interested in something like this? And it's always addressing the parents, and if they're okay with it, okay. And for the most part, I've only ever had positive reactions from doing it. So that's one of the things I do like to do. That's part of the reason why I do kind of enjoy Valentine's Day, is being able to stock up on more of those and hand them out just for fun. So one of the things that comes up a bit during Valentine's Day for some people is the sense that you're incomplete if you don't have somebody else. And it's not the case. You can be a complete, healthy, and happy person all by yourself. And it's actually better to be that way by yourself first. Find a way to be happy and content with being just you, and then add a relationship with somebody else to that. If you're struggling with not feeling like a complete human being and trying to fill that hole with somebody else, you're going to develop unhealthy relationships. And so the idea that you're alone on Valentine's Day, or around Valentine's Day, or any other holiday for that matter, it shouldn't be something you feel bad about. Being able to say you're happy, healthy, functional human being when you're by yourself and you're not dependent on somebody else to complete you shouldn't be something to feel bad about. And so working on, when a holiday like Valentine's Day comes along and you're alone, take the time to acknowledge yourself as healthy human being by yourself first. And relationships will happen or won't. Just don't feel bad about it. It's not a problem. It's not a failure. It doesn't make you less. It shouldn't make you feel worse. I've seen so many people talk about remembrance of being single. It's turning Valentine's Day into a kind of memorial to your romantic life, as if you've failed and it's a horrible reminder that you don't have somebody in your life. I think that is something that our society does a lot of, but we don't need to, because we've become over-attached to the idea that you need to be paired off to be complete and a real person. And I'm just saying, don't feel that way. And don't feel that this holiday says that. There are ways to celebrate this holiday that don't require that you feel that way about yourself. This was rambling. This is probably going to be heavily edited because of that. But, alright. So I will see you next week.